chance. Well, it'll be Jabulu again at the line-out. Part of the under-17 development camp, the latest one. About 8 out of 12 of his line-outs last week.
Yeah, well, he obviously works there, both at Seaford with Johnny Green as well, so they'll have time to work on that during school as well. And I say for Johnny Green's dad's headmaster, it's there, John Green, and a great ex-Surrey's player himself.
Penalty one. And fair play from Saracens at the set piece, so Harlequins with a chance to kick the pressure away.
And
the Harlequins analysts doing a good job of catching there, and we're up to the halfway line. Actually, right next to us.
And there is Johnny Green's father, who's
there he is,
patrolling the touchline.
And giving him a good cheer as well. That's the great thing about this as well. I know we talk about it a lot in these positions, but it is wonderful to have fans back.
Oh, it's just brilliant, isn't it? And for all the support that parents have had to work with these lads through the pandemic, and the chance for them to see their boys in the Quins and Sarry shirts today as well, is just brilliant for them.
All right, one. Harlequins again coming forwards. Over the halfway line they go. Lock into Tusla, but an interception. Not quite. Harlequins just keeping hold of the ball. Deep run from Green once again. In the second row for Harlequins, getting very involved, but it spills out, but not quite allowed for Saracens. Ready to release the player. So another chance for Harlequins to kick on again, and bear in mind they scored from the ball.
Yeah, and you can see the line speed from Sarries again there. Put real pressure on. Good carry from Harry Brown, and a chance to get into the corner again. And I'm sure Jamie will be trying to get this as close to the try line as possible.
And again, Harlequins in that position to create some danger. Line out number 4 for the home side. And again, it'll be Jabulu of Seaford College. And he also plays for Wimbledon Warriors as well. That's a great thing. Get to mix it up between sort of playing club and school rugby, and of course Harlequins as well. Yeah,
and the schools are really important as well as their clubs on a Sunday, and some great stuff down at Wimbledon Warriors.
Line out one high by Zach Carr.
Zach working a lot with James Hanks down at Dulwich, and also Battersea Ironsides is his club, and but he's going really well at the start so far.
Benson trying to break away, lovely inside offload coming to Tusla. Now the 5 metre approach it. What a lovely little offload that was from the number 10 Benson out the back door. Green into Slevin and into Oresanya. Well, that is 4 tries in 2 games. That's his first of the afternoon. And he'll be loving getting back on the scoreboard once again.
Yeah, it's I think the referee's, I think that's scored, has gone for the knock on.
Oh, well, again, because of the commentator. It looks like a bit of forward passing there, so it will be a free kick. Apologies there. So not quite coming. Let's just have another look at this. So just gone out, just out of the touchdown when he put the ball down. So it won't count. And that's why Saracens back on the attack inside Harlequins half. Harlequins just not quite able to make the opportunity work for them that they worked so hard to make. But they are back in possession now.
Yeah, they are. And there's some really good play, wasn't there? It's a great offload out the back from Jamie Benson. And yeah, looked like there's going to be another score from Conor, but hopefully there'll be one coming soon.
Gotta love it when that happens, don't you? I think they've scored. Good practice. That was Dan Hoyes picking it up for Saracens. Now he's out of the breakdown. Big D run from Zach Hill, charging over the 10 metre. Tobias Elliott wants it, and he lets Vina and Quosha drive. Supported by Mitchell. That's Jack. Penalty again going against Saracens. Discipline costing them.
Yeah, I think A's hurt them. That's 2 breakdowns and a side injury at the Mall, and just sort of taking the pressure off, because that's where getting Quins back into their 22 from here, and the line-out functioning well, so they'll be defending again.
Let's have an injury assessment to the number 6 for Saracens, Casper Jack of Amersham and Chiltern Rugby Club and Berkhamsted School. third year for him at Saracens. He's just continuing to develop. Hopefully he'll be able to continue. But even in 10 minutes, both Harlequins and Saracens really turning on the intensity when they're on the ball.
Yeah, it's pretty tough out there, isn't it? It's very physical. Lots of big collisions in the middle, and I think whoever continues to win the dominant hits, I think that's going to keep each side going forward. But yeah, at the moment, it's still pretty close with Quins just ahead.
Just have a little look at the instance, see what happened. Well, this is the that's one of the tries. That was the first try, the only try of the afternoon so far, scored by Bryn Bradley with the big drives after just 4 minutes. And well, that was just real intent. That was just one example of the intensity, and that's exactly what we've seen here, which is Jasper Jack going off, and you can see him coming out the side. Yeah, just coming in on the side. Something just where he landed, perhaps.
Yeah, and I think that you know, these surfaces are great for running rugby, but they're pretty hard as well on the body. So it wouldn't surprise me if there's a few aches and pains after this tomorrow morning.
Well, I'll have a whole summer to recover as well. What is it during these summer breaks as well? I know the Harlequins got a big sort of 9 weeks coming up as well.
Yeah, so we've still got the last year's under-16s into our 17s. There's lots of catch-up we're trying to do, and I know Sarries have done the same. And you know, we need to really engage with the kids in our program again, and you know, we'll that's a priority for us. Get the kids playing again, get them back on the pitch. But you know, these boys will deserve a rest from the 18 season after today.
Very well, Jasper Jack not willing to let his short season stop yet. Obstructing run from Saracens means the penalty conceded, and Harlequins again kicking the pressure away.
And line-out's really functioned so far, hasn't it? I think whether they're going to mix it up today, it'll be interesting whether they go wide off it or whether we catch a drive and try to pound the line again. So we'll see what they've come up with.
Well, I'm noticing the position of the fullback Conor Slevin further back next to Cassius Cleaves on their left wing, suggesting they might go in for the drive. But here's Green. Pops out quickly though. Hobson going around the outside, and he's going to go over the line. Well, that took everybody by surprise. A little bit of flair, a bit of creativity, and Harlequins find the winning concoction to get over the line after that restart. Well, another successful maul.
Yeah, and I think Jim Evans will be pleased with that. It's one of those a line-out special of a peel around the front, and you know, Will Hobson carries really well. Another lad down from Wellington with Dan Richards doing some great job there, and yeah, he was too strong, powerful from that range.
Well, when Will Hobson gets a sniff of the line, there's no stopping him. Scored last week against Worcester, and he'll be delighted to make it 2-2. I mean, there's so much work goes into these mauls now. It's like it's an art in Portman at the moment.
Yeah, it is, and I know Jim and the boys spend hours looking at line-outs and stuff. No, they don't that much really play, but I think it's always pleasing as a coach. They've obviously worked on that in the week, and it's come off first go.
Here he is. And he plays his stuff down at Rosslyn Park. He also knows how to get thrown over the line. He was a gold medalist at the 2019 SIAB shot puts as well. And he's gone all sorts of positions as well. He played at scrum half, played at centre.
Yeah, I think he's found his place at the in the front row now.
Oh, score remains 10-0. No conversion there for Benson. Wynn just taking it away. Looking to break away through Tuzla. The centre for Harlequins plays at Cranley School under, I believe, Phil Burgess, the former Sevens player, has just joined the setup at Cranley. Yeah, and
I think Saracens have been a bit disappointed in their restarts. They've just gone a bit too long, which is letting Quins get out. But they're
it's a good box kick. Let's push forward. The chase is on from Green, but we will go back. So a free kick option, but a knock forward.
Bit of pace from Johnny Green then, wasn't there, for a big lad? He was off and away, and yeah, showing was a knock on.
Is that a free kick option? So another stop on the clock. Another water break. Feels weird to see this strange orange ball in the sky.
Yeah, we haven't seen it for a while. I think it's around for a week or so, which will be nice. But yeah, I think it's probably a good chance for the boys to get a water break, get a bit of rest, because yeah, it's been a pretty physical first quarter, and chance to get their breaths back.
Well, the man standing over the ball at the moment is Charlie Reynolds West of Oakland College, the same place that produced the likes of Joel Kapoku and Carl Garside, managed of course by Chris Waring, a Saracens legend. But we'll see what he can do, the scrum half. He's been involved in those attacking plays to get started. Just having a word here between Hobson and Green and our referee Ben Wood. Maybe he's asking for a review of his try.
Might be asking him where he's going for his holiday.
Got any plans, Gary?
No, not yet. No, too busy with rugby over the summer.
Oh, I hear that. Well, just a reminder, you're watching this game between the Harlequins and Saracens under-18s live on YouTube and Facebook. I think we're all up and running again. So do let us know where you're watching from. And if you, well, with the senior men kicking off in 10 minutes time, so you can get your double screening going on and show us, give us a picture on Twitter. So we're back underway, free kick taken, comes into the hands of Zach Hill. And a big drive, getting a lot of cheers from the Saracens players. Coming out to the left, Reynolds West, so this spills out of his hands, will be a penalty though for a deliberate offside and deliberate obstruction. Quickly taken again into Hill. He's the running man for Saracens at the moment. How they want to move it quickly, but there's a contest. And another penalty. Rolling away. Well, Saracens could be about to get in the meters quickly, or we're going to have another stop. Referee just wants a word.
Yeah, it's momentum, isn't it? And, you know, Sarri's carried really well. Got the rewards from the referee twice in a row, and we're going to win the real pressure from here.
Well, if they give it to the tight head prop again, which they do, they're going to.
You have missed it, Meg, on that one then.
I was. I must be catching it. Comes into Nkocha. But look at that drive from Green, pushing him all the way back towards the 22. And now it comes out. There's McGurk. And again, they're pushed back. Harlequins ruthless in their defence as much as they are in the attack. Comes into Mark. Anthony Mark of Ashford School, where Phil Bubb is the head coach now. Saracens just edging their way back in. Here comes Hill again. He clatters into the tackle of Tuzla. The Saracens just starting to get some balls, starting to get some forward momentum, but it goes back for a penalty. And another wasted opportunity for the visitors, but that has to be a testament to the Harlequins' defence.
Yeah, great energy from Saracens, wasn't it? They carried really hard and asked loads of questions. And yeah, I think Quins will be relieved to let that knock on and again just be able to get themselves away from pressure.
Murdoch Lock, ball in his hands. For the kick, and he'll just get it over the halfway line. Our linesman, James Richardson, putting him just beyond. And again, well, Harlequins have been very strong at the set piece so far in his first 18 minutes of action. But this time, Saracens take the line out as it following the free kick position. And it's Charlie Gallagher with the ball in his hand, one of the Sutton Valence School players coached by Mark Howell, taken short, and again it comes into Hill. He's the man really being targeted for the running today.
Yeah, he is, and they've got to be strong, and there's another big ball carry there from Saracens.
That was Nkocha, the second row. That's Elliott. And again, McGurk with a big carry, but again, Harlequins with the counter defence is huge. Well, did not allow Sorrell any room on that left side. Deep run coming again. So just scramble. He managed to scramble underneath the tackles, get over the halfway line. A quick ball now coming from the visitors, but a free kick for the forward movement. Nice idea, just a little bit too rushed.
Yeah, and again, I think it'll be frustrating. It's coaches' killers, isn't it? They've got themselves momentum, they've got to go forward, and then just those little knock-ons just put Quins back on the ball. And yeah, Quins will be pleased with their defence because there's some great carriers from Sarries, but we've managed to hold out strong so far, and looks like we're off again.
Again, Locke goes for the short one, this time Hobson. Now it comes into Benson. Round the back over to Tuzla, looking to set Cleaves off and running. Bounces behind the full back by half-forward Saracens zone. It's kicked on. going to come into the hands of Mark, but it's the captain, Michelo, to come to the rescue for the visitors, who are really put under the cosh by that kick. And again, they get there as well. It's going to be the scrum half going into our substitutes, Caleb Ashworth. And now Harlequins all of a sudden on the 5-metre line following the quick free kick take. Going for the charge again, within metres. Rujabuli. Now Green carrying, looking to get over, but Hayes holding him up. Could go again. There could be a space down there underneath all those bodies. They have to go again. Hobson standing over it. But our referee says it's been held up. Saracens holding out for the moment.
Yeah, a good defence on the Saracens line, so it's very difficult these days to stop from there. But they managed to get really good body positions and drew us backwards. And Quins now with a scrum. I think first scrum of the game, I think.
Certainly is, yeah. A quarter of the way through our game on all time. 10-0 thanks to 2 tries. One coming from Bryn Bradley. The other one with a nice little move from Will Hobson at the at the maul. Or non-maul, because it never moves. But this is our first scrum, as our co-commentator Gary Street correctly says. And it's the scrum after Harlequins Murdoch put the ball in, early shunt.
Yeah, scrums are going to be interesting, I'd say, because there's not many scrums in the game with the with COVID variations and stuff. So I expect the scrum to be fairly unstable to start with until they sort of fill themselves out.
We found this last week as well, didn't we? It just takes a little bit of time to get used to what you're up against.
Yeah, because we won't practice lots of scrums. There's a few of them. It's obviously lots of contact time together. So we'll see what happens. It could be a mix of anything.
Bounces in and pops out very quickly. Locke picking it up again. There's Bradley and coming in to our number 18, Caleb Ashworth. The substitute coming off the bench and getting a try after 22 minutes. Another quick move from Harlequins and another try.
Yeah, it was just a little shoulder ball, wasn't it? And I think I almost untouched under the sticks there. They'll be pleased from the scrum.
Well, it was a quick move from the moment Murdoch put it into the scrum. It popped out. And the man to receive it from the number 12 for Harlequins was the number 18, Caleb Ashworth. He is, of course, of Gordon School. He's the other one in Gordon School. Played in the under-17s game against Worcester. I'll have a look. Well, that kick, finding the mark this time. That's 17-0.
Yeah, Jamie, pleased with that. Some great work in from Sean Thompson down at Hampton, and also plays down at Richmond, so they'll be really pleased with that.
So, chance to assess. A chance to assess for these two teams. And, well, Saracens have put a lot of work in. Not sure where they've gone. But apologies, just to correct it, was the fullback Conor Slevin who scored that try. This glaring sun caught my eye just a tad. But it's good. And then the fullback getting involved in the attacking play and all popping up in all sorts of positions.
Yeah, definitely. And it's quite tricky conditions with, as you say, the thing that we haven't seen for a while, this sun. But yeah, Conor just got on the shoulder of Bryn Bradley. Again, some great. He's been very good last couple of weeks. Some great work done at Whitgift, both with Eugene Martin and an older Wilco himself. So and another Roslyn Park boy.
Doing the business to 23 minutes, where we're just taking an extended break. Looks like we played about 20 minutes or so, and at the moment it is 17-0 to the home side. So it's an interesting start so far, hasn't it? Harlequins have been able to take those opportunities. Saracens not quite. They've had their running moments and attacking moments, but just haven't been able to find the finishing touch. Yeah,
rugby's such an interesting sport, isn't it? That sort of 2 or 3 times Saracens just had a knock on when they've had great momentum, and Quins have held on to it. It's been the difference, really. The two really good under 18 teams here, and as we thought earlier, very physical, very quick, and I think Quins will be very happy. And 17-0 up at this stage, but I suspect Sarries will come back all guns blowing, because this side don't lie down and they know how to win. and they'll be straight back at us.
Never over till it's over with the visitors today. But their mounts have got a little bit steeper thanks to the try by Conor Slevin, the number 15 for Harlequins, making 17-0 following the conversion by Jamie Benson. That ball, bouncy ball won by Cassius Cleaves. He's got away from one tackle. He's trying to get past another, but he's locked up by Anthony Mark of Saracens. Comes out to the left, where Hobson was waiting. Want some support from Rivulu. The box kick comes from the scrum half. Bit of a clatter between the number 13 Tuso and the fullback for Saracens. And he wins the penalty.
Yeah, timing slightly out, wasn't he? Just got him just in the air, and good decision by the referee.
It was number 15, Dan Hoyes of Haileybury School. Plays his Colt rugby at Hemel Hempstead. Strong kick as well from our number 10, Tobias Elliott of Birkenhead School. And, well, first time Saracens have had their own set piece at the line out in a dangerous position, really.
Yeah, and I think as last week, I think we'll see Quins trying to get off the air. Harry Brown and Johnny Green are both excellent aerially, and I think we'll try to disrupt it at source as well.
So our man at the line out is Charlie Gallagher to throw the ball in. They go early, but they go short this time. Ball surely went forward there. You can see that from here. So again, a free kick to the home side. And Saracens' move not quite coming off.
Yeah, I think that probably shows the pressure that Quins put in the line out. So the last two line outs, they've gone for the short ball at the front. And Quins have switched on because it can be dangerous, as we saw with Will Hobson's try.
So Saracens, again, not able to take the opportunity. Benson kicking that pressure away. So no score again for Saracens. It'll be a line up just shy of the halfway line. So see what comes out of this. Again. Well, that's for Harlequins to come out of this one. Goes long for Saracens. Michelot finding it and get it quickly to Reynolds West. Going into the fly half. And now that's the Jesper Sorrell. Or Tyler Weeks wearing the shirt with no number. That's Hoyes. Saracens moving quickly. But again, Harlequins winning that ball back in defence. It was brilliant work again from the hooker Nathan Jabulu. And again, Saracens denied from their own move.
Yeah, definitely a good initial tackle from Josh Tushler. Obviously down at Cranley with Andy Houston, and plays out the Horsham club as well. And little things. I'm sure the Saracens coaches will be pulling their hair out.
Well, our fullback Dan Hoy is able to keep that ball in with a volleyball-esque punch, and they spread it out wide. Weeks. Saracens able to take possession back and winning a penalty. Not rolling away. Penalty count just starting to tick up a little bit for the home side. Saracens taking up the intensity. Yeah,
and you saw there's nearly another interception last week. Conor Orisanya, the interception king last week, and nearly got another one again.
He's always prowling on that line.
He is prowling. He's incredibly quick. Been at Streatham Croydon since he was 4 years old with his dad in the minis and juniors, and it's been there a long time. And obviously now up with Tom Street, John Fisher, and going really well.
What he's done. Got the work there to get them going, but now Saracens back. They've almost gone full circle once again. They're now in the same position that they had that line out, which they took quickly last time. This time it comes to Michelot in the middle. The ball gets set up. It'll come back to the hooker Gallagher at the back of the pack, but Harlequins working hard. Pushing it round to the left, trying to get round the pack, which they just about manage. The ball has gone down. Brown keeping it in his sights. Now it comes to Elliott, into Sorrell. Manages to get towards the 5 metre line. There's a lot of options on this right for the visitors. There's Hill. Another deep run from the tight head. And again, penalty one. Going back for advantage was being played. Again, another failure to mind.
Yeah, I think both sets of coaches will be a bit disappointed in their penalty and free kick count. The we both want the lads to be a bit more accurate in the work they're doing, and we're just giving the referee, opportunities to blow things around the breakdown. So that's something I'll be looking at for the second half.
So take 2 for the visitors, but this time on the 5 metre. Dangerous position for the visitors, who have not conceded any points yet this afternoon against their London rivals, but we're looking to try and keep it that way. But this is a big opportunity for the visitors, Saracens. Gallagher, the line out goes long to Michelow once again. 3 out of 3 for him. That's moving quickly, but it goes to ground. Has to come out. Elliott going inside, and it's spilled forward by the number 13 Tyler Weeks. There will be a free kick, and once again Saracens not able to just get their lines quite right. Another opportunity missed, so they will remain 0 on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and I think it was a really good stop at the driving ball. They're very difficult stop, aren't they, from that close, but Quins managed to get the ball down, and again just pressure in midfield meant that they weren't able to take advantage again.
By my count, I think there's been about 9 infringements by Saracens, but it's about a 5-4 split on penalty to free kick, which suggests it's a lot of stuff is Saracens' own making.
Yeah, and I think JT will be quite interesting to be inside at half time. I think he'll be chancing them about just being more accurate and just not giving Quins sort of easy outs, really.
That one short by Mark. Comes out to the fly half. And there's Sorrell. Comes out from Weeks into Hayes, and now here's Moore trying to get round the tackle of Slevin. But he's there, and so is Cassius Cleaves. Reynolds West finding McGurk. He drives. Stops. Supported though by Nquocha. Jack. Lots of forward, a contest once again at the breakdown. Elliott. Now the kick comes around the top. He's looking to get a kick from McKinnelty. Quite getting there though, so we're going back to the original penalty.
Yeah, nice little option. The kick through could have come off, and I think they probably knew that safe. There was a penalty in the bag, and I think this could be a tap or push for another line out.
Another word again from our referee Ben Cook with the Harlequins captain Johnny Green. Just keeping an eye on that discipline, but Saracens has moved up that tempo. They're forcing those errors out of the home side. And another line out for them in the space of about 5 minutes. Again on the 5 metre on an opposite flank.
I think they really want to make sure they convert points from this, because they've been down here a bit now, and they'll want to take points away before half time.
Gallagher certainly hasn't had the sun in his eyes on this bank holiday weekend. Between Harlequins and Saracens under 18s. Quocha just winning the ball, but he bounces away, and Hobson able to kick it expertly, showing off his former scrum half skills from his younger days. And he gets Harlequins back to the halfway line, and again Saracens just fluffing their lines.
Yeah, just great pressure in the air at the line out. I think Jim Evans will be so pleased with how disruptive the line out's been, and same again now. So it's not easy line out ball for Saracens at all today.
Well, once again, Saracens looking to create something at the set piece, and they haven't quite been able to achieve in these last 5 minutes. But they go towards the middle where Michelow's waiting. Comes out to Reynolds West. This time it comes between Sorrell and Elliott. They get caught up in the middle. A lot of work being done. There's a nice little interchange between the centre and the fly half. Kicks over the top, but an interception comes, but Mark able to break away, brought down by Jabulu. That's just starting to find a few gaps in the Harlequins' defence. Elliott goes all the way out to Moore, trying to get away from Cleaves, which he does. He steps inside. Not sending past Benson, no, the fly half. Standing strong, but Saracens up towards the 5 metre line of Harlequins. It's very tight now between the backs, but they've broken through the middle. Let's see what the referee says. It was Charlie Gallagher that took the ball over the line, but let's see if there's been an obstruction, see what our referee says.
I think the referee must be asking if he picked it out of the ruck at the front of the ruck.
So he did. Well, we've had 2 times where ball's gone over the line, 1 each, and that one from Gallagher will not count. So Saracens were able to get over the line, but took it out in a legal way. So Harlequins, again, well, just holding on. It feels like they're holding on to that lead a little bit now.
Yeah, Sarries have had a lot of pressure the last 5 minutes, and they'll definitely be disappointed not to have any points, but shows the threat that they've got.
Dan Hoy's not quite able to show off his volleyball skills in that scenario, but nice idea. And to be fair, that's a cracking kick from Jamie Benson.
Yeah, it is, and he'll be really pleased with that. And it hasn't been at least 100% best for goal kicking today, but kicking that hand, he'll be really pleased with that.
Gabulu and Zariba figuring out their move. First line out for Harlequins a long time. Comes quickly and goes straight to Brown. Now Locke finding Benson. Coming into, goes Cleaves, comes round the back all the way, and now he's got Slevin free, and Slevin is going to score his second try of the afternoon. That's four for Harlequins, and it's like all that Saracens pressure, one sweeping move from Harlequins gets them over the line.
Yeah, and it's just a little bit more accurate, haven't they? The Quins run the ball. They say Sarries have been pumping the line for 5-10 minutes, and then straight for line out. Jordan Turner-Hall will be very pleased with the slickness of the handling in the backs, and great pace from Cassius Cleaves, who'd come from his left wing, joined up with Slevin and Conor, and another great finish.
Straight from the training ground to right here at Cobham RFC against the big opponent Saracens. Conor Slevin making it 4 tries in 4 games now. And it's just that pace of Cassius Cleaves coming from that opposite wing, and it was a lovely interchange between, as he said, Bradley and Benson, and that just gave Cleaves the option to run through.
Yeah, we'll see the way that Quins want to play is that they, players in motion, nobody standing on, in the old days, the blindside wing and just waiting for something to come back. He was just getting to get on the ball, get numbers in attack, and just so many options, and the Quins boys picked the right one on that occasion.
And Bradley at the centre of that move. Got 2 assists last week against Worcester. No conversion there for Benson, so it'll be 22-0 to Harlequins. But Bradley, he's been really running a show in the middle there as well, alongside sort of Slevin and Benson.
Yeah, and I think that the midfield have created opportunities for the outside backs, and I'm sure that they'll be really pleased as a group so far.
So 4th time Saracens taking a restart. I'm sure they'll be disappointed, but they cannot afford to rest on for any self-sympathy. They've got to attack again. The box kick coming from Murdoch Locke. It's Tobias Elliott kicking across field, looking to get it out. Nothing that Benson can do about that one. That will go out. Bounce just taking it away from the 22. But Saracens will have the option to put some pressure on.
Yeah, unlucky bounce on the ball, wasn't it? It was a kick into space. Ball stood up, went backwards, and Quins will want to get out of here again.
The Quins again looking to cook something up. And Gabulu with the ball in his hand. It's unbelievable how quickly they went. Well, it looks like they're going to do it again with them stepping up quickly. Brown taking it. Well, deja vu of what we just saw for the try being scored. Now there's the run from the remaining forward, Seb Driscoll. That's Zach Carr. So it's almost sidestep his way in a Cristiano Ronaldo-esque way, but Cassius Cleaves showing him how it's done. Getting past 4 tackles. Sensational work from the winger for Harlequins. Bit of a counter ruck going on, but they're able to get away. Locke going into Bradley. Now Slevin trying to get away. There's a counter attack on here through Tusa, and here's Orisanya trying to break away. And when Orisanya has the ball, there's very little you can do to stop him, and that is why the number 14 for Harlequins will score the 5th try of the afternoon. It was denied in the other corner before, but that one will definitely count.
Yeah, I think just the pace overall that the backs put on the ball was some really good work at the breakdown, quick ball, and then just too quick, and just quality finish on the outside.
And bear in mind again where that came from. It was from the Harlequins line out on their own 22 as well.
Yeah, and I think that that'll be a big blow to Sarries. They the last 2 times we've got in their 22, we've converted, and I think that the Quins coaches will be very pleased with sort of red zone completion. Getting the 22 and take the points, and that's been probably the thing that stood out for me today.
Slevin may have involved in the build-up. I feel like they're having their own little competition out there.
Yeah, I think there is, and but as you see, that there's no greediness, there's no overhogging the ball. They all want to score, but they know they're part of a team, and they team up so well, and the interchanges and coming off the wing, coming through the middle, both wings. It's really good to watch.
Well, on a hot bank holiday Saturday, Harlequins turning up the heat and they're cooking, really cooking now. Benson looking to add the extras. See what he can do. And he does find it. Number 10 setting his sights. And at 29-0, that will bring an end to the first half here at Cobham. Scores from Bryn Bradley, Will Hobson, 2 from our fullback Conor Slevin, and 1 from Conor Slevin just then. Lots of opportunity for Saracens, not able to take them. A different story for Harlequins though, Gary Street.
Yeah, they've just been very accurate, haven't they, Harlequins? And so the conditions really suit running rugby today, and I think that we've looked comfortable on the ball. I think they'll be disappointed. Some of our discipline at times that's still there. Some of our line speed we sit off occasionally. I think we can still keep going forward, but I think overall I think we would have taken that as a half-time score before the game.
Well, Saracens, you can imagine why they would be perhaps disappointed as they meet up, as they swap halves. But what can they do just to perhaps turn their fortunes around?
I think just be careful when they're trying to just force it, and definitely just speed at the breakdown, looking after the ball a bit better, and just cutting out again their penalties as well. And I think that's where the coaches will be stressing that, and be interesting how the player groups, the important people on the pitch, they're the ones that need to step up. And there's another half of rugby to go yet, and this Sarries never lie down, and they'll be come back hard.
Well, lots for these teams to think about. Lots for James Tyrrell and for Jim Gale to talk to their sides about. As after 40 minutes of rugby, 2 sets of 20, it is Harlequins 29, Saracens 0. Gary, let's just have a look over some of those key moments, which all came really on the left of our screen. And the first one came, it was 4 minutes in where Saracens barely had a touch of the ball, and Bryn Bradley finishing it off. Yeah,
and just sort of patience around the line, and when it did come out, it was a Bryn from short range, and although it looks like he'd been held up, managed to swivel his body and get the ball down.
And it takes a lot of power to stop. Well, types of power from Bryn Bradley to get over, especially when you've got through and trying to stop you, but he certainly did that. And they went close again, but then it took a little bit of creativity from the forwards. This was the disallowed try. They thought they'd scored within about 10 minutes of each other, but not quite.
Yeah, no, it was right in the bottom left corner, so difficult for us to see from here. But I thought they were over again, but just couldn't finish it off.
And then it's just that little bit of creativity. Hobson with a little move round the back. Oh, you got to love them, haven't you?
Yeah, I'd be pleased with those. When they come off, when they don't, it looks as though everyone's a bunch of idiots. But when it does, it's really pleasing, and Will carries well from there, and difficult to stop.
Saracens started to find their feet after that score, got themselves a couple of penalties and got a couple of line-outs, but it only takes a little bit of space for Harlequins to score, and that's exactly what they did from this line-out. And then Conor Slevin found himself going over. That was another look at the Hobson try. Gets better every time you look at it, I've got to say.
Looks better in close-up, doesn't it?
But the set piece has been really vital to get in this space where players like Slevin have been able to get through.
Yeah, it was, and with the threat in the midfield of Bryn Bradley, draws defenders to him, and then it was a really good use of Conor on the shoulder. Very difficult stop from there, and almost unseen between the Saracens 13 and 15. And
it was almost deja vu at the line out as well. I thought it was a sustained period of pressure, one break, and it was away and it was Conor Slevin again finishing.
Yeah, and I think that some of the stuff they did, the simple catch and pass, they did really well, stayed square in attack, and managed to get on the outside, and then we've got lots of pace, as everyone's aware.
And finally, well, it doesn't seem like a Harlequins game nowadays unless Conor Slevin gets on the scoreboard.
Yeah, he's had a really good series, and keeps working hard, and he's a real potential there. So, I think they all have scoring tries out there.
Well, they certainly love it. We've said we'd see a lot of tries, but we've seen them all for Harlequins so far in this half. Well, Saracens thought they'd scored, but it was ruled back for a penalty. Looks like we're about to get started very quickly.
I think it came at a good time for Sarries with that last score. I think that now they'll regroup. I know what it's like as a coach in the middle there. They'll be talking about it's 0-0 again, and let's just restart. Let's win the second half, and that'll be their first focus. And this Saracen side they definitely won't lie down. I think we'll see the bench being emptied a little bit, and that'll bring real energy as well.
Well, I can see some new numbers just to go through the bench for Saracens with you. Number 17 is Alfie Gota. Number 18 is Charlie Keefe. 19 is Korede Sanusi. 20 is Max Eke. Charlie Bracken I've seen at number 21. And I've also seen number 22, Joe Penese. We have an extra substitute as well in the 24, Afolabi Abiola. And we'll get to the Harlequins ones when we come across them. No changes from Harlequins, confident in their own setup. And let's see what happens, Ben Wood, to get us restarted. And off we go for this second half. Up to the sun they go. Bounces behind Brown, but Tuzla there to intercept it. And involved there is Tyler Weeks, number 13. Looks like he's had a change, looks like they had a shirt change perhaps. But a penalty won immediately by Saracens. Failure to release by number 4, Johnny Green. Well, you said it, yeah. Saracens aren't going to give up.
Yeah, you can see the energy that the replacements have brought on, and they'll want to punish Quins. This is a big moment actually, whether Saracens get some points from here or not.
I'll take the line out as well. It'll be our replacement hooker, who is Eamon Osabor, who plays at Haileybury School and also plays down at Finchley, part of the under-17 group back in February. Won back-to-back Daily Mail Cups back in 2019 and 2020 with his school. He knows all about those big moments and making sure results go your way. Intercepts it quickly, but it goes straight to the hands of Charlie Bracken. But it's a free kick. So much the wrong way. And again, well, I know I keep saying it, but again, Saracens not making that opportunity count.
Yeah, and loudly, the boys are very excited about that. Chris Breen, who's down at Hurst Pierpoint with Jack Emerson and Freddie Pierpoint. They're doing some brilliant work, and we're looks like we've been let off the cosh again.
Again, Murdoch Lock, our second scrum of the afternoon. Interesting that they've chosen to do that in this position.
Yeah, it is, and maybe the forwards just wanted to fancy having a scrum, because it could have been that.
That's it.
They've done
a lot of running already.
They've got Border running around and said, let's have a scrum.
But keep in mind, it's already going up on that far side where we've seen Charlie Keefe come in. Spills out. And they have to go back for the free kick. Bounces out of play. It goes too quickly. Saracens putting the pressure on fast and winning that scrum back under the post.
Yeah, and there was a mix-up in communication, it looked like. And Sarri's going to want to convert from here now.
Well, there's been a few changes down in that pack as well. I assume our man without a shirt number. Well, we've got Max Eke wearing number 20, but I assume it's the man without a shirt number is Afolabi Abiola. And he is playing on the blindside flank. But there's our replacement hooker of Charlie Bracken, moving the ball very quickly. Bit of a tussle though between them all, and coming away with it is Jack. Penalty one this time for Saracens. Well, they're getting in their faces, to say the least.
Yeah, and then, as we thought, they've come out fighting this second half, and again, it's going to put pressure on the Quins defence here.
Osborne carrying the ball, comes out, quickly moved into Elliott, and there is Joe Penese, one of the other substitutes. Now, I think he said they really have emptied the bench out Saracens for that second half, and they once again win back the penalty. We get a bit of afters between Hobson and Penese.
I would have thought there might be a yellow card coming soon, the amount of continual penalties, especially around the try line. I think if we give another one away, I think that was probably a message to Johnny Green that next one somebody might have 10 minutes rest.
29-0. Saracens might need it to get themselves back in, but they are in another strong position to take something away here.
Yeah, I'm surprised they went for the line out. It hasn't been perfect for them today, and they've been so dangerous with the ball in hand. I thought a tap and go might have been on, but we'll see if I eat my words.
Eamon Osabor goes short to Eke. Now the maul starts turning around our left. Harlequins starting to splinter. Bracken wants it out. Goes to ground, but Saracens still in possession. Goes short on that side, and they're looking for Jack. And he's pushed back. Harlequins roaring back in defence. Now Elliott. Deep run from Sorrell. Getting back towards that 5 metre. Bracken again moving it fast. Elliott, they might go all the way out here for weeks, but another a big tackle coming from Harlequins once again. We're going back for an edge penalty, and as you said, referee pointing to his pocket.
Yeah, one too many penalties there. It was always coming, and yeah, 14 men for the next 10 minutes, and Surrey is definitely within the ascendancy.
And it is the captain that goes off. It's Johnny Green, the number 4. We've one to lose. Played 5 minutes of the second half. They say a lot of offences in the series consistently over 5 minutes. Harlequins just cracking a little bit under that pressure from Saracens.
I think Saracens agreed with me. The gun's up and goes to the
quickly taken. Mark trying to drive over, not quite there. Goes into Osabor. He tries to bound for the line, does not quite though. Held back a tad, drive comes again, and this time they get over. Let's see who the man getting the congratulations is. So maybe like one of the substitutes.
Well deserved from Saracens. They came out, as we thought, all guns blazing second half. They've been pretty much in the Quins 22, and with a yellow card number over, there is always going to score there.
Well, it was our replacement loose head prop Alfie Gota, one of the Sutton Valence Schools players who just got himself over the line, and well, it's very much a team effort. They taken that one-man advantage and grasped hold of it with both hands to bound over the line.
Yeah, and I think that Quins will want to regroup after having such a good first half. Yeah, they want to lose this second half now, and we know how relentless Saracens can be when they've got the tails up. So yeah, big next 5 minutes, I think.
Well, they're on the scoreboard. Can they add those extras? Comes to the feet of Tobias Elliott. Learned his rugby down at Watford Grammar School. Learned his kicking, and he's putting it into good practice there. 29-7. The gap down to 22 points. Yeah,
always ominous when Saracens score. We need to. I'll be saying all the coaching cliches under the post. The boys about let's make sure that we score the next one, and but it could be quite important if they get another score and back to 14 points. Then they're suddenly right in the rear view.
Well, first time in the game, Harlequins restarting us. Benson to get us going. 7 minutes into this second half, Saracens' unending pressure finally pays dividends to their first try of the afternoon, but here come Harlequins. That's Slevin, going into Bradley, over the top to Benson. Could just be an immediate response. Oresanya's out on this right wing, but Benson forced all the way around, so no room for the winger to go. There were hands in there, but won't get called. That's Preen. Pushed back onto the 10 metre, but Harlequins with a chance to respond, and well, bear in mind that they're down to 14 men, and that came on the 45th minute, so they're already 2 minutes into that. Bradley going over the top, but the man was just not there, picked up by Eke.
Yeah, just lost their accuracy there a little bit. Lots of runners in midfield and just didn't manage to pick out the right one.
Saracens turning over that possession following the loose pass. But this should come to Slevin, which it does. Can pop it off to Oresanya. Has a bit of space on that right wing. Tries to get away, but not quite now. Slevin comes into Bradley, who's waiting on this right wing. He kicks it through. Interception with the hand rail, number 22. Slevin chasing this down. Going for the other kick, but who will get there first? Oresanya taking it off his boot. But we'll just have a look, see what the referee says. See if he's allowed the try or not. I think there might have been judged it to be a knock-on, which is why we're going to come back for a scrum. Oh, well, it looked like such a great try. We're going to have to go back, unfortunately, for the free kick. It just went out, I believe, in the try zone as he went down. So free kick option to Saracens, which they take immediately. Have to chase this one down. Cleaves has got a bit of pressure from a sprinting Francis Moore. What a kick that is from the number 10 for Saracens.
Yeah, superb from the 22 restart. Is right back on Quins' line, and they'll be massively pleased with that. There's definitely momentum behind Saracens at the moment.
Well, from one end where Saracens thought they'd scored, but another where they're back on their own 5 metre. Well, just shy of their own 5 metre. Looking to face a say. trying to put some pressure away at the lineup. So
a little bit of niggle over there. I just saw, and then as we suspected, there always will be, especially as Saracens are staging a bit of a comeback. I think the temperature is going to go up both on and off the pitch.
We got a replacement coming on for Harlequins. Looks to me like number 20 is Ben Waghorn. Comes away.
Ben, just try turning the light view on and off. It might be that. It might be just overheated. Yeah, it might have overheated might actually just try and lock off camera, the wide camera, and just see if I can get comms into the camera too, maybe.
Come on!
You come back on, I'll jump down, I'll have to carrying up.
Yes! Nice boys, nice! I'm right, Jen! I'm right, Jen!
Nice, lovely.
Boys, let's go, Toast.
Give him a show. Ben, you might have to just jump down off the terrace for a second. Just let them know. Oh, don't shout it because the ambience right between them.
Pulling back, please, 14. Pass, drop. Yes, sir. End of the white dash is yours.
Go, go, go!
Cleaves and lovely try in the afternoon.
Brother.
Well, apologies to our listeners if you missed the dulcet tones of myself, Warren Moulton, and my co-commentator Gary Strew. Just had a couple of technical issues which are now resolved. So we have been by your side, and we've been commentating just on what we've seen so far. We just saw that superb try from Cassius Cleaves. Just to update you on the other try scorers from other key moments of the second half in case the comms have been out. Saw the sin bin to Johnny Green following a series of penalties. Conversion going through from Benson. That puts us up to 36-7, but we also saw a try, the first try of the afternoon for the visitors, from Alfie Gota following sustained pressure. Close call from Orasanya. And really, during this sin bin period, it's been all Harlequins, and we've just seen that through Cassius Cleaves.
Yeah, they've been pleased with that, down to 14, and we've just come off and scored, so that'll be really pleasing for the squad.
So Saracens, despite having a man advantage, are not able to take control and take themselves back into this game. So back to being 36-7 down. And there, look at that run from Jabulu. Nice diagonal one, getting past about 4 or 5 players. Harlequins just getting back into their full stride. That's Shaw. Shaw, of course, of St John's Leatherhead, coached by Craig Newby.
Yeah, and Charlie Clare's just come on, and he'll have fist the game. He's a fizzy scrum half who will get the ball, and he'll create a running threat as well.
Bit of football being played out there, so I know that's a bit of a bad word out here on the rugby field, but that's what we just seen. Benson went for the kick over, but it was intercepted and kicks across. But here's Mitchell over Saracens, setting it back in possession, coming towards the hour mark in this London derby in our under-18s friendly. That ball in Charlie Keith's hand spilling out. And now Elliott finding Sorrell. Just trying to dive their way over the Harlequins defence and finding their way through with Joe Panese. It comes to Keith. Now Elliott. Big clatter by Max Butler. Number 23. Gota, the try scorer at the start of this second half. And a penalty one. Again, defensive work done by Chris Preen. Saracens knocking on the door, but just not able to get it open.
Yeah, those bits are important. The breakdown these days is such an important part that the first person to support from either side wins the race. If you win the race, you tend to win the breakdown. And Chris Preen with a super turnover.
Just to confirm, Harlequins are certainly back to their full strength. At 15, Benson's kick from our substitute scrum half Charlie Clare coming on for Murdoch Luck, enduring a bit of a kicking game with the Saracens number 10 Tobias Elliott. Just beyond the halfway line, we'll have another set piece. I mean, just interesting, when that must be a massive boost, that last 10 minutes for Harlequins, being down to 10 men and coming back and scoring that try, and keep mainly most of the time really in their half.
Yeah, definitely, it's good game management, isn't it? If you're down to 14, the longer you can stay in the opponent's 22, the better. And I see Quins are starting to unload the bench as well now. Well,
we're going to have our mid-half break. They've had to play 3 quarters of this game. We're up to the hour mark, so there'll be a little break before we go off. So the people going off are Will Hobson, who scored the second try of the afternoon, and one of our flankers, Chris Preen. Both had good games today. They've been replaced by Ethan Clark, and also I'd expect to see Caleb Ashworth coming on as well. But yeah, both of those two are good games today. Hobson, nice creativity, lots of running as well.
Yeah, definitely, and I think there'll be, as always, post game, the coaches will be looking at things to improve, and I think this last 15-20 minutes now, I think everybody want to be really active. This is the last 15 minutes of the season, and I think both sides will want to finish on a high and finish with the last couple of scores.
Lots to play for. 36-9. Score stands. Busy afternoon for our referees so far. Lots of sort of penalties and free kicks to award, but that's all it's been a bit of a combination, mainly through the team's own errors because of pressure being put on them by the opposition.
Yeah, I think so. I think there's a bit of over-eagerness, pressure on the opposition, and the referees have had to be really harsh, and it just turned into a festival of bodies on the floor. So they've tried to keep the game going, and definitely the yellow card deserved. Hopefully both sides learn the lessons, and we'll have some good rugby to finish.
So, if you just joined us, welcome along. Apologies, had some technical difficulties on our YouTube channel, but you're joining us live on YouTube and Facebook. The current score 36-9 to Harlequins. Tries from Bryn Bradley, Will Hobson, 2 from Conor Slevin, 1 from Conor Orasanya, and then Cassius Cleaves getting involved. Funny, interesting now, those three, the back three, now up to 14 tries between them in 4 games, which is just sensational. So something's really clear.
Yeah, I think so. But to get on the end of it, you need the forwards to produce ball, and you need some creativity from your halfbacks and midfield. So they'll be really grateful for the ball they get from their teammates. So
back underway again. Nathan Girouli going long to Brown. Now it comes into the middle with Benson. Deep run coming from Tuzo, who's managed to break away from a couple of tackles. He's got the pitch all to himself on that far side. Orasanya and Cassius Cleaves taking it on the boot, but not quite able to get it through. A frustrated kick of the flag away. Harlequins just flying forward on that left wing, but not quite able to get themselves over the line this time.
Yeah, and those are the frustrating bits because they've done so much good work. Not quite able to finish it off, but again, just shows what a threat they are ball in hand today.
A returning kick taken by Elliott. Lots to go. Lots of fresh faces from the bench as well. I think that showed a little bit as well. Just a little bit of extra intensity. But that's Josh Toosler's done a really good job actually today in that sense.
Yeah, no, it's great feat then. Interesting set piece now. So with all the changes about how consistent we can keep this, but it's been a good source of ball for us so far.
Going long to Carr at the line out. Comes into Benson again. Here he comes. This is one of the substitutes, Waghorn. Cleaves into Orasanya. He's taken off his feet in the tackle. That's Claire winning it back. Now replacement scrum half. To the middle with Benson. The run coming from Caleb Ashworth. Big unit, the number 18. That's Shaw. Into Green. My assumption is that Shaw is probably playing as a flanker in this position. That's Toosler. Orasanya helping out at the breakdown. Harlequins just starting to dominate the ball at this late stage. But just as we say that, it spills out Brent Bradley's hands, and breaking away is Max Eke. Comes out around the side. And there's Sorrell trying to put it onto the boot. A bit of a race between him and Claire. It will just push out again. For these sides playing at maximum intensity and playing right to the corners, just not quite inside the line, unfortunately.
Yeah, and again, just a little bit messy and inaccurate in the middle. And so he's got a chance now with a line out close to the line about seeing if they can get their second try of the day.
No let up from either Saracens or Harlequins. 36-9 in this final quarter of the game. Harlequins may have dominated that first half, but Saracens have really put the fight in for this second set of this next less than 22 minutes so far. We had another substitution. It looks like we've got a Ethan Clark coming on in place of Tosin Tariba. He's done well to step up from the under-17 last week.
Yeah, really good game for Tosin. He would have enjoyed this next level up and learned lots from it.
Well, Eamon Osabor wanted to drive his pack over that 5-metre line, but it was not to be. Harlequins once again standing in their way, taking that free kick from them, which will be taken quickly by Benson, looking all the way out to Bradley. There's a driving kick all the way downfield, which will bounce up and out. Just beyond the halfway line, chased by Clare. And again, Harlequins taking a big, well, pushing themselves away.
Yeah, good game management, wasn't it? I think Bryn Bradley saw there was space in behind and a chance to put pressure on the Sarries line out again. And I say, especially with new people off the bench, it's always difficult to get your timing right. So Quins want to get the ball back here.
There'll be a Saracens line out. Not quite. Maybe dribbling up with the Harlequins. Who's teasing me. Number 16 for Saracens. Scored a try against Bristol last week. It was a very dominant performance from them. It seemed like they spread them very well. That one going long again and finding Carr quickly out. Comes from Clare into our replacement Pedersen at the fly half position. Now is Waghorn. Comes into Slevin, steps inside, finding space on this right wing, kicking it through, looking for Cleaves to chase it down. He's got the legs and he's got onto it. Has he got it down? No. That's the question that our referee has to ask. Let's see what he says. Cassius Cleaves certainly thinks he does. He got it in his hand. He did beautiful work between him and Slevin once again. And well, could this be try number 7 of the afternoon for Quins?
I'm not sure the referee's convinced of the try.
He's not. Well, that takes up to, what, 4 tries cancelled out so far in this game, I believe.
But it shows the threat that Quins are still able to put on. Nice kick by Slevin and great pace again.
Well, Harlequins asked to do it again. I'm sure they won't say no to the challenge. Bradley. Again, just moving that ball effervescently. And Waghorn again trying to get through. Finding Clare. They're playing very tight to that left wing, but keeping it in possession. Here's Clark, his first big run, and what a run it is through the Saracens defence. Pedersen inside to Brown.
Good work
Clare
on the
picking
floor.
it up. Pedersen has got the option. Oh, well done there. Slevin now. Cleaves has got some space to run. Gets past one, gets it round the outside. Slevin taking it back. And when you can move the ball like that, you're always going to find the line. Harlequins sumptuous in their attack for try number 7. Slevin with the hat-trick. Well, let's see before we go any further. Let's just make sure that our referee doesn't do anything else.
I think he has this time. But yeah, those two I think were quite angry from the last disallowed, weren't they? So decided to prove a point, and yeah, really good finish. And yeah, Quins have got themselves back into their stride again, and they'll be looking to finish strong. But as we know, Saracens will not lie down. So a few fireworks the last 10 minutes, I think.
No doubt about that try. A hat-trick for the fullback. He's got a big smile on his face. He deserves that. He's been absolutely superb today. Ball moved like water in a river, just flowed from one side to the other. Cassius Cleaves just pushing it back as well. But that's the thing, they came from their own free kick where they'd just been disallowed. Like you say, they put the pedal down, didn't hold back.
Yeah, and just a threat, ball in hand.
Kick from Benson again, finding the mark. That'll take us up to 43-9. Feel like Saracens may have felt that opportunity might have been missed when they were in that one-man advantage period.
Yeah, possibly. And I say those tiny bits of concentration and just the accuracy, if that goes missing, then momentum in rugby is a huge game changer. And I think probably that was a game-changing moment.
About 15 or so minutes left of this game. Saracens will look to just take something from it. Bradley taking the kick from Elliott. Straight downfield, a huge kick from the inside centre. Well, it might go all the way out though. And they'll go for the dot down. Can't take the mark.
That was a massive kick because he's into the wind as well. He's not much of a wind, but he's definitely into the wind.
Has been superb. The two centres have actually been brilliant. They haven't worked together as such, but when they've been working in isolation with their sort of the back three and the half-back pairing, they've been superb.
Yeah, real threat all day.
Free kick, just bouncing over the halfway line. Will come back to our replacement hooker, Jack Dory-Palmer, who's just come on. Looks like he just came on and picked the ball up. Breaking away there is Bradley once again. Clare was into Pedersen. Benson. He's putting pressure on Weeks. And the winger Francis Moore just trying to find some space, which just was not coming for him. A huge hit there, goodness me. And the ball spills out. Harlequins is using brute force to win the ball back, but it is a penalty following the clear out. Well, strong stuff from Green. Quickly taken. Francis Moore trying to go over Benson, holding him up. Eventually Saracens taking it down. Got an injury to number 20 Max Eke at the moment, but play continues. It's Bracken continuing the spread out to that far side. There was a well-read tackle by Carr, who found number 23 Max Butler. Now it's McGurk. Quick hands. Look at that, the Charlie Keefe just bouncing off Charlie Clare.
Scrum half's nightmare with big boys, wasn't it, from that close?
And just like that as well, when Eamon Osabor running into his opposite number, Jack Dory Palmer, and a turnover one though by Benson. Plays those down though, if you take consideration for the injured player, Max Eke, who's up now. Plays his rugby for St George's School.
I think generally, I think it's been outstanding, isn't it? Some of the stuff the boys are playing out at this level at under 18s, the work that their schools and clubs do with them. It's really outstanding, and we're lucky to see some of the longer down the line projects, and the skill level and the ability, I think, has been brilliant again.
Just for those of us who are looking at watching perhaps this under 18 level for the first time, just explain what will happen with some of these players when they go on into the next year with their 18 and going on and moving on to the next stage. Yeah,
well, at this age, it starts to get really filtered down to the next steps, and what we want really is these lads have had such a brilliant experience that they keep playing within the game, and then a few of them will hopefully move on into senior academy and into Quins. But for the vast majority, we want them to get back and just keep playing, and we'll just keep eyes on how they're going, and I'm sure there'll be plenty of lads here who've got real potential.
Of course, there'll be other opportunities as well outside of Harlequins itself, because of course they'll play down in the Prem Rugby Shield and also the Prem Rugby Cup, and also playing that on loan. We've seen a lot of players, seen some of the Saracens players and Harlequins players do that on loan during the championship season this year. Yeah,
definitely. And some will go to university as well, and we really support that educationally, and it's just making what the right choice are for the right lads. So lots of different routes really.
Stars of the future out to shine here on a sunny day at Cobham. Quick free kick taken quickly by the visitors. Caleb Ashworth trying to get the ball away from Eke. He keeps hold of it well. Bracken going into Moore. Saracens just stuck in the mud on their own 10 metre at the moment, just trying to find a way through. They're going out long. Isaba standing away from the tackle. Bradley comes out to Butler on that right wing. Saracens, they're moving the ball quickly, trying to find some space, but Harlequins are equal to them at the moment. You can see how quickly actually the defensive line just moved then.
Yeah, it's a massive thing that Jim Evans has been working on, that line speed, and if you let good players settle on the ball like there, then Sales will get away. So
space is starting to open up. Here's Anthony Mark. It bounces out, a turnover. Now Charlie Clare winning it back. Here goes Pedersen trying to run. A little offload to Cleaves. When he's got the space and he's got the move, he can run away onto his own ball. He's got it on the line, just taking the kick. Cassius Cleaves got a knockout blow there to Saracens from their own move. One spill and Harlequins will make you pay. Cassius Cleaves with his second of the afternoon. Ruthless stuff from the home side.
Yeah, and that transition is so key in rugby these days. So Saracens had front foot through the space, and then I think Bryn Bradley got in the way, managed to pat it back, and Charlie Clare just moved it into space. Really good pass from Pedersen, and then we know how Cassius can finish, and the quality on the kick through, the pace behind, and they'll be very pleased with that.
Sue went through the eye of the needle in that Saracen defence, a tightly packed space, and just burst through it. That's his second try. He's actually crossed the line 3 times, but one of them didn't count, unfortunately. That one converted by Benson, take us up to, well, that's the half century for us this afternoon for Harlequins, 59. My last their last score was 56-12 against Worcester, so they get one more try, they'll beat that. That'll be their best, well, it will be their best performance of this short and friendly season.
Yeah, probably unexpected scoreline this morning, but so some things for Sarries just haven't quite stuck, and so early on especially, everything stuck for Quins.
Comes back to Benson. That one charged down over by the number 8 Michelo, and Benson has to do the defensive work. As you said, Saracens, you never rule them out. They'll always look to get those last, be competitive right till the last.
Yeah, great energy just to keep charging the ball down. Quins are away again.
Quickly taken at the free kick. Bradley breaking away. Here's Waghorn. He gets some space for himself. The substitute pops it out over the top. Bradley, look at the hands go. Now it comes out to Clare, and just like that, the captain Johnny Green will go over the line from Harlequins from one end to the other. On my watch, that's probably about in 10 seconds. Sensational from the young Harlequins.
A brilliant try, to be honest. We're always trying to keep these lads with their feet on the ground, and that there's still lots of work to do. But tries like that was just outstanding, and I think it was absolutely fitting that Johnny Green got on the end of that, because that went the length of the field, and just some brilliant interplay and just massive working support.
Well, guess who was at the heart of it as well at the start? Varun Bradley finding the substitute Ben Waghorn. He worked some space over the top, back to the centre. Coming inside was Charlie Clare, the substitute scrum half, and he had the space. But of all of his point, it was the captain Johnny Green, making redemption for his sin bin earlier on. Getting on the scoreboard, that's 55-9, and well, with this one under the post, should be 57. But I'm not going to do curse of the commentator this time. I think I might be okay.
I think you might be fine on this one, Warren.
I'll be honest, I haven't got enough room on my paper now for any more scores.
I'm just hoping Jamie doesn't kick it over that fencing, because that might lose a ball.
Well, that's your curse of the commentator, Gary.
There he goes. That's ball.
57-9. Saracens gave glimmers of a comeback at the start of the second half, but they have been absolutely washed away by a robust, ruthless, powerful Harlequins team that have just burst into life in this last quarter of the game. Something must have been said in that second break.
Yeah, and I think that the coach will be really pleased, the fact that we managed to regroup and regather, and so start to get some dominance again.
Lulu's come back on the pitch. Had a couple of replacements. That's our substitute tight head, Caleb Ashworth. So a penalty to Saracens for the crossing run. They'll take it quickly into Eke. Looking for more, but again, look how tight that is. Comes into Bracken. Butler. McGurk, and again Harlequins pushing back, but he finds a way through. Green trying to bring him down. He just about does. Butler. Free run coming in, and it's Michelo. This time the Saracens captain is going to score one for each of the two leaders in the pack. Saracens will get over the double digits for this afternoon, and well, I think they definitely deserve something there.
Yeah, definitely, and credit to Sarries, as we said, they were never going to lie down, and those boys have kept at it, and really well deserved score, and with a little bit more execution, could have been a couple more as well.
Well, lots of lovely deep runs. Conversion went through, so to round it all off, 29, 57, 14. One last hurrah for Saracens, the consolation try. But at full time, on the London Derby day, the sun shines brightest for the home side Harlequins as they finish 57-14 winners. Now, Gary, I don't think we're expecting anything like that.
No, and I think everybody will be really pleased, and they should be. Knowing the coaches, they'll be trying to pick apart the bits where we didn't get it right. But I think for last game of the season against Sarries, that's a cracking score.
Well, Sarries not quite able to make it a 100% record for their season, but it's all smiles for Harlequins and for Chim Gale, who saw his side just grow throughout the game. Dominated the first half. It's a dodgy start to the second, but they did not let it stop them. They took it as a challenge and they absolutely smashed it. Scoring, 4 tries in that second period. And, what certain tries, they're certainly worth looking over again, Gary. Let's take a look at some of those key moments in the second half. And, well, it really started after some sustained pressure and getting that sin bin. Saracens needed about 7 minutes to really make it count.
Yeah, they did, and this is when they looked after the ball well and just kept patience in the 22 and got a well-deserved try.
This was the response from Harlequins. They, despite going down, they spent most of the rest of the time in the second half. We thought that Orasanya had gone over in the corner, but it was ruled out, because that was just testament really to how much pressure Harlequins putting on, and it was rewarded with Slevin going over.
Yeah, it's a lovely kick through, and Conor Slevin again deadly under in those conditions.
And then, well, his space has just started to open up, and when you give Cassius Cleaves this sort of space, he's always going to score.
Yeah, great footballing skills at the end, wasn't it? It looks as though he hadn't quite got the bounce, but managed to just get his toe on it and control it, and it's a great score. Real pace to get beyond the Sarries defence.
Well, for Cassius Cleaves, that will probably make him the top scorer for this set of 4 fixtures, as that puts him on 6 tries for this set of period. And then it was just a whole team move following the restart, quite literally from a free kick. They just swept across, and quite rightly captain Johnny Green, who's led the team so well, finishing it off.
Yeah, he hasn't started working all day, and to be honest, he'd be my man of the match. There's lots of exciting backs out there, but Harry does so much work, led the team, and I think that personified it, being able to get in support of a 100-metre break try.
And the work of Claire as well, also of Waghorn, showed the depth that they had.
Yeah, definitely. The bench came on, did really well, didn't they, and kept adding to what we've got.
And there was room for one more Saracens try. Came in through Nathan Mitchello, the captain. It was fast hands, just trying to do a bit of what Harlequins were. Then they got it right, and they actually got over the line.
Yeah, great score and great mentally for those boys. They keep at it, and they'll take away a bit of consolation. They scored the final try.
Well, the last try may have gone to Saracens, but the day and the London derby this year for 2021, it may be a friendly, but they will take those bragging rights home. Harlequins scoring 9 tries to get past this Saracens side. Chichi number lesson at full time. Harlequins 57, Saracens 14. My thanks very much to my co-commentator Gary Street. It's been a pleasure to join you in the sun today.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure to on the comms as well, Warren, and hope we can do it again.
I certainly hope so. Well, I'll be looking forward to the summer, but there is still business to be done for Harlequins. They're playing right now against Bath in the Premiership, but tomorrow marks a big occasion. Harlequins against Saracens women, both of them meeting down at Chisholm. A massive word, the Allianz Premier 15s final. And to get a little bit more insight into the team ahead of the fixture, our man at the stoop, Dave Rogers, who is currently live right now, spoke to Sarah Beckett, one of the team. We'll finish this stream with that. I hope you enjoy the rest of your bank holiday weekend. We certainly will, and I'm sure we'll see you in the new season.
Let's bring you the best guests here on Harlequins Live, don't we? And ahead of what is a massive game tomorrow for the women, why not bring you one of the star players? Sarah, firstly, thanks for having a chat, because I'd imagine you've got a lot to think about ahead of tomorrow. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. I'm just trying to stay relaxed. It's good to take my mind off the game a little bit, get out and support the boys, so yeah, it's good.
We were here for your final session on Thursday, and it was a sun-drenched stoop. Everybody seemed like they were in such a good mood. There's such a massive air of positivity from a fan's perspective about your team. What's it like from within the group?
Yeah, I think we're just as positive as we can be going into the game. You know, we have to go in there with confidence, and I think everybody's just raring to go and can't wait to get out there and see what we can do.
Little peek behind the curtain. The shirt presentation got a bit emotional, didn't it? That was a lovely moment.
Yeah, it was lovely. There's a few, I don't think there was many dry eyes in the house, a few tears going on, but it was just so nice. You know, we had Karen presenting our shirts to us. It's her last game with us tomorrow, and that was so special. Just some of the things she said and the way that she was inspiring the group, and how what we meant to her, really, it was unreal.
Yeah, it was unreal, actually. And for those of you that haven't seen it, there's a lovely piece on the front row, brand new show for Quins fans. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I loved it.
We had such a good day down here, so we covered the men's team, the academy, and then, of course, the women's team as well. Because this is a massive weekend for the club. You guys are here supporting the men today. The academy are, well, they haven't kicked off yet, but hopefully they're stuffing Saracens somewhere down in Surrey. And then you head to King's Home tomorrow. Talk to me about the bigger picture then, because I keep saying that this feels like a special club and it feels like we have these massive moments, but you're sort of right at the heart of it. It's amazing, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I think it's very kind. I think we're just trying to do the best that we can. You know, I wasn't here for the previous 2 finals, but the girls have been to finals and unfortunately haven't got the result, and I think we're just trying to right some wrongs tomorrow, go out there, play, and you know, the boys are on an upward curve and we're hoping that we're on an upward curve as well and we can do that journey together.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Fans are back for the men for the first time this week. You had supporters here for that brilliant win against Wasps last week. How was it?
Oh, it's unbelievable to have fans back, seeing people cheering with a pint and burger and just loving live sport again. You know, we're all sports fans first and foremost, and to see people being able to enjoy our games was absolutely unbelievable.
And the win too. I mean, you look at the form, and Wasps are a great side, but you know, head and heart, I thought this has to be Harlequins. You had a great start, and they had a great second half. Talk to me about the emotions when the full-time whistle went and you knew you were going to another final.
Yeah, I think it was getting a bit nervy towards the end, wasn't it? I think we were making it pretty difficult for ourselves, but when the final whistle went, just absolutely delighted to get into the final and have a chance to go for the silverware, and probably just a little bit of relief that the game was over and we'd done the job.
You talked about Harlequins being on an upward curve, but it doesn't just seem like Quins. I mean, Exeter have been amazing this season in the Premier 15s, and the whole sport seems to be going in the right direction too. You've started for England in the Six Nations here at the Stoop. Actually, there was great coverage, a new look tournament. But just talk to me about sort of pulling on the England jersey and maybe the attention that you and the team get. Is it a little bit different to maybe it was 12 months ago, 2 years ago?
Yeah, I think the new window for the Six Nations has really helped the coverage of the game. The media coverage, the interview requests, all that sort of stuff has been so much more, and I think just getting our game out there and people seeing it and, you know, really getting to see what we're about is important, and them seeing that it's a good brand of rugby, and we're not quite like the men, but, you know, we have our own brand and it's as special as men's rugby is as well.
Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, love it. I wouldn't be doing it if I wouldn't love it.
So I don't expect too many details because what goes on tour stays on tour, etc. But win or lose on Sunday, I don't want to talk about negatives, but, you know, win or lose on Sunday, it is the end of a great season. You had that huge winning run at the start, then a little bit of a dip with the dreaded C word and a couple of maybe unexpected losses, but you've come out the other side. Brand new coaching staff, great group of players, saying goodbye to some legends of the club as well. What do you think Sunday night's going to be like?
I think there might be a few drinks involved. You know, just as a group, we haven't been able to celebrate as a group at all really this season because of the dreaded C word and because of restrictions in place, but I think just being able to be together and have a drink together with friends and staff, and you know, everyone's worked so hard for just to put the season on this year. The medical team have been fantastic, the managers behind the scenes getting everything on the road and everything working so that we can actually play. I can't underestimate how much they've done really. So yeah, it's just be special to, as a group, have a drink and, you know, share a good time
and celebrate a win.
Hopefully. I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but yeah, fingers crossed.
Had a great chat to Abby on Thursday, and she mentioned that if there was going to be any entertaining in the celebrations, you might sing a song.
Oh, really?
So people keep telling me about your vocal performances and how much of a singer you are. Is this spice or is it legit?
No, I do like to sing.
Okay.
I play guitar and I do sing a little bit. I don't really like to do it in front of people, but I reckon when I've had a drink or two, I'll probably be in the middle of that. Yeah. When a good song comes on, you can't help but sing it, can you? So.
No, well, absolutely. So straight away, I'm gonna sort of break the magic of television here. I'm gonna look at the powers that be, and can we sort out a Lasiki Beckett duet for some kind of? Yeah, great.
I think he might show me up.
Absolutely
I'm not.
not.
Sure about that.
A day with Beckett and Lasiki, I can see it in there. Would you be up for it?
Yeah, if he's up for it, why not?
Fantastic. We've got that. We've got that to commitment now. Tell me about today then, because you are here to support the men's team. Is it just you, or are there a group of you?
No. There's a group of girls coming down. I'm doing some media today, but there's definitely some girls coming in just to support and to see the boys hopefully grab a big win.
Well, good luck keeping the heart rate down, because I was here for the Wasps game and it was so incredibly stressful.
we were. So I live with Jess Breach, and we were absolutely screaming at the TV. Marcus going over in the last minute. Oh, yeah, it was so exciting, wasn't it? Yeah.
Talk to me about Jess then, because she had a great semi-final. I mean, that try has gone as viral as it can do, as it deserves to. But her heroics mean that she's got herself injured and she misses the game. During that shirt presentation, I did notice that a lot of the girls made the effort to sort of give her a tap and almost as if to say, we wish you were here, but we've still got a lot of love for you. How has it been for those girls who did miss out on selection, either through injury or just because it's a competitive squad?
Yeah, missing out on selection is so tough. It's probably one of the toughest things you go through as a rugby player, especially when it comes to big games like finals. And I think we've got an understanding as a squad that we do this as a squad. It's not the 23, it's the whole 40 of us who make a massive effort throughout the season. You know, we've had internationals away on international duty and girls have stepped up. You see the likes of Lauren Brooks and Katie Mew last season probably weren't playing that much, and now they're starting in the final. They've played absolutely exceptionally this year, and yeah, I'm excited to be part of that back row, to be honest. So
hell of a journey you've all been on, and it is live tomorrow. If you can't make it to the ground, then you need to get behind this team, because, you know, history is, what, 70 minutes away, and I don't want to curse it, but this is probably the first time that Saracens haven't been the overwhelming favourites in a final. It's a massive occasion.
Yeah, it's going to be huge. not to build it up or put pressure on or anything, but yeah, it's going to be a cracker of a game. And like I said, I just can't wait to get out there and see what we can do, really. I think we put the onus on us and see what we can do, and hopefully it'll be enough. Well,
all the luck in the world. Before I let you go, have you got a message for the supporters who are going to be watching you, hopefully, cruise to victory in the Premier 15's final tomorrow?
Yeah, just if you're at the ground, please be loud. Let us hear you. If you're at your TV, be loud as well. Your support means the world to us, so thank you so much for everyone who supported us this season, and hopefully we can bring the trophy home for you.
Well, thank you for having a chat, and all the luck in the world. It's going to be amazing.
Thanks so much. Thank you.